Welcome back to The Real Story. Carl Cameron told us about former President Bush taking swipes at some of his brother's rivals and a spat over 9/11 with Donald Trump. Well, here's what the head of the Jeb Bush super PAC, Right to Rise, has to say about Trump's entry into the race. It's created a false zombie frontrunner. He's dead politically. He'll never be president of the United States, ever. By definition, I don't think you can be a frontrunner if you're totally unelectable. Meantime, the latest Wall Street Journal poll has Trump on top with 25%. Chris Kofinas, former chief of staff for Senator Joe Manchin and was communications director for former Senator John Edwards, is here. And Larry O'Connor, a radio host and editor-at-large at IJ.com. Great to have the two of you together. Chris,
Thanks,
long time. I haven't seen you for a while, so it's great to have you back on The Real Story.
Thank you.
I guess Jeb Bush's people, including his former president brother and his super PAC guys, I mean, they're going for the gusto right now. They have to, right?
Well, I mean, he doesn't have much of a choice. His numbers keep falling. I mean, here's the weird thing. Every time, Donald Trump says something, all the pundits and experts go on there and say, well, he's dead. He's going to collapse in the polls. And it doesn't seem to happen. In fact, it seems the opposite happens. So I think that the Bush campaign is not fully appreciating that there is something pretty significant happening in the Republican primary. This anti-establishment, if you will, Washington type of candidates.
Yeah.
And Jeb Bush kind of falls in that. And I think he's got a much bigger problem in it. And trying to rationalize or argue that he can't win, Trump can't win, I think Republicans, are going to probably prove him wrong in terms of whether he can win the nomination.
Larry, the interesting thing is, if you look at that poll I was just talking about with Trump on top at 25%, Jeb Bush is at 8%. He continues to crater in the polls, and Trump's favorability numbers keep going up as well as against the Democrats.
Yeah, these latest comments, especially the zombie candidate comments from Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy's a political consultant. And, here in Washington, D.C., being a political consultant is like being a duke in the court of Henry VIII. Everyone treats you like you're important, but you've never actually done anything. And Mike Murphy, with all due respect, he's never won a national election in his life. Here's the thing. If Jeb Bush wants to win the election and wants to win the nomination, he needs the votes of people who are supporting Donald Trump right now. So what is the logic of going out and calling the guy a zombie candidate and attacking him? It proves that not only does Jeb Bush not understand the Republican base, but he doesn't understand basic politics.
Okay.
I wish they were attacking Hillary Clinton here a lot more than they are.
Important point. Okay, meantime, VP Biden saying that he backed the raid to kill Osama bin Laden all along. Listen to this.
There were only two people who were definitive and were absolutely certain. Leon Panetta said go, and Bob Gates, who's already publicly said this, said don't go. So as we walked out of the room and walked upstairs, I told him my opinion, that I thought he should go, but follow his own instincts.
All right, Chris and Larry, here we go. I mean, we say that Joe Biden tends to be gaffe-tastic, and you're looking at that picture inside the Situation Room. He said just a couple of years ago, Chris, that it was all President Obama. Nobody in that room had the balls to do what President Obama did. Sorry, my French. And now he's saying that, yeah, he's the one who called it with him all along.
Well, I mean, listen, I read the article because it literally he just said the statement today. And if you listen to what he's saying and how he says it, it's a statement that's backed up by the president's chief of staff at the time in terms of what happened there. When you're a vice president, I think, and the history kind of confirms this, you're kind of in a difficult position because you don't want to go out there and obviously somehow contradict the president. You don't want to question the president's decision.
Okay.
So you always have to kind of play it a little bit different than if you're one of the other advisors.
Well, he's still VP today, Larry. And he's going out now saying, hey, I was with him 100%.
Yeah, Gretchen, listen, by the time this campaign is over, if Joe Biden gets in, he will actually be on the helicopter with SEAL Team 6, ready to pull the trigger. Listen, there's only two explanations here. He either lied back then when he said it was all President Obama's decision, he was lying to make Obama look good, or he's lying now to make himself look good. Either way, I think this absolutely qualifies him as the next Democratic Party's nominee for president.
Well, I do think it will make it very, very interesting if he actually gets in. All right.
Oh, please let him in.
Larry and Chris, thanks.